Ladies and gentlemen, Carl Paladino.
From the very beginning of my candidacy, I've been humbled by the support I received from the Tea Party movement across New York. Rick Blasio, Ed Cox, Mike Long wouldn't know a Tea Party if it were Boston in December 1773, and I was there. In fact, if this were Boston in the 18th century, Rick, Ed, and Mike would be wearing red coats.
Oh, right.
I consider myself a Tea Party member. I believe in the Tea Party agenda, and I will work closely with the movement to ensure fiscal responsibility and political accountability are restored in Albany. In fact, it was a few Tea Party leaders in Buffalo who came to me, as Mike had talked about earlier. Clearly, they were very persuasive. They did a little arm twisting. I've developed a great friendship with these guys. I've grown to love and admire all the leaders here today. And many more couldn't make it. I know it was 24 hours notice. Yeah, it's great to see you, my friend. And say hello to all our friends down there.
Yes, sir.
Really appreciate everything. In many ways, I'm here today because of these good people, and our campaign is very thankful. We've been to over 50 Tea Party events across the state since April. I learned a lot. Like how to speak to a crowd and how to take hard questions. And many details on public policy questions facing New York today. This movement has played a vital role in our ability to close the 40-point gap. Now I'm asking all the movement's troops to hit the phones and knock on the doors to get the vote out. That's what it's all about in the end. It's getting that vote out. We're really on the cusp of winning this thing. I have to pinch myself. To win, we need every single New York Republican who is crying out for tax cuts, spending cuts, Medicaid cuts, good paying jobs, and a cultural change in Albany to get out and vote on September 14th. In the last few days, in the last couple of weeks, I should say, I've been using this word hope. We all have that ungrounded feeling, and the people we represent have that ungrounded feeling. We're going to ground our government. We're going to let people be able to look into the future. We're going to be able to tell their children about their future and their grandchildren. We're going to bring them all home. We're going to give people some meaning again. And those establishment people that think they can keep feeding at the public trough, hang on, fellas, because we're coming. I know you've traveled from far and wide. I really appreciate the time and the effort. And you can count on me. I will be there. I will do it. Thank you very much. And as always, we will never, ever forget those who fell, those who remained, and those who stand for us today, those soldiers, those men and women. And we say a prayer every day until they all come home. Thank you.
I appreciate the patience of everybody in the media, but this movement is so large and so diverse, it was very important for us to give you a full flavor of it. And this, my friends, is just a taste. So if there's any questions from the media, I asked everybody in the Tea Party movement here to stand back from the media. Carl will be able to chat with you a little bit afterward. If there are questions from the media, we'll be happy to take them right now. Hi, James.
Mr. Paladino, James Fedor with Newsday. Your colleague, Mr. Caputo, mentioned the Siena poll. According to the Siena poll, you and Rick Blasio split the Tea Party supporters almost down the middle. What do you think's going on with that poll? Is it not true? How did that result happen?
The Tea Party is a movement of people. I'll bet you that there's 10 people out there for every one that is formally in the Tea Party. There are 10 people who consider themselves part of the movement. Defining them, look around the room. They come from all walks of life. They come from different employments. They come from different parts of the state. How do you poll these people? Watch on Tuesday.
Noted you had a fairly contentious relationship with a lot of the leaders of the state Republican Party. Do you think, first of all, what does it say about the party that you are, as you put it, on the cusp of potentially winning the nomination, while at the same time, for months now, you've been rebuffed by them? And do you see your relationship with them changing in any way? Will they have to come to you, essentially? Do you need them to take on Andrew Cuomo, or will you need them to take on Andrew Cuomo?
I have no ego to fulfill. We're going to, on Wednesday, hopefully unite the movement people, the party people, all those New Yorkers, no matter how you want to, what you want to define them as. We're going to unite to change the culture in Albany. This isn't a tweaking job. We're not going there to tweak up the government a little bit. We're going there to change the culture of that government. We're going there on a mission. And everybody is invited to come to the dance.
More questions, anyone? James.
Whatever happens on Tuesday, Rick Blasio is still probably going to have the Conservative Party line. Do you have any plans to try to work with him, try to repair whatever relationship you can have, so you don't have a situation where the opponents of Andrew Cuomo are divided, and therefore Andrew Cuomo becomes the next governor?
I consider Rick Blasio a nice man. And as I said, he's invited to come to the dance. You got to talk louder, Tommy.
Carl Edwards gave some examples of some of the telephone and literature dropping operations that are going on. Can I do that? Any other Tea Party groups to talk specifically about what you're doing in terms of getting out the vote and all that?
I'll address that, and I would recommend that you talk to the different organizers because they all do it in their own fashion, but we're doing it all under the rubric of the committees for Carl. These committees are organized via web. We're also organizing them via telephone. But we've asked the members of the Tea Party and Republican activists and conservative activists that aren't satisfied with the liberal lobbyist who's been promoted by their party leadership to join the committees for Carl. There are 5 different levels of support. The lowest level is I'll vote for you. You can count on me. The highest level of support is an organizer, someone we're counting on to do telephone banks, to do door-to-door, in some cases even to haul them to the polls by any means necessary. We had a little meeting here today with these folks who are, I think all of you are members of the committees for Carl. We have upwards of 2,000 members of the committees for Carl today, and that's actually a 36-hour-old figure. I'm sure it's larger than that. Each of those activists involved in the committees for Carl bring more than one person to the table with them as well, as each of these people here represent hundreds and thousands and multiple thousands of people in their organizations. We feel we have a very solid get-out-the-vote operation, but you know what? We're going to learn a lot from this experience in the Republican primary. You know, we were upset at first when Ed Cox and Mike Long decided to play footsie and nominate Rick Blasio and block Carl Paladino from even participating. They forced us to petition our way onto the ballot. But when we budgeted for that, we thought it was going to be expensive. It was nearly free. And we brought in thousands of people, volunteers, to carry our petitions. Then we came to the taxpayers line, and we doubled that number. So they really did us a great favor by forcing us to petition our way onto the ballot. Because now all those people they forced to do this work are going to be getting out the vote to beat their tails.
And Tom, you know those people that carry those petitions, their representatives are here today. From every part of this state. Spider. We're Spider-Man. But from every part of this state, they volunteered. It was just awesome. It was so humbling.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.